Speaking of facelift, Transmog, great segue.
Ooh, this is good stuff. This
Ada 1 is going to be the Transmog vendor, which is fitting. Black Armory and her like technological fits the law of her character and what she does. So she's kind of like the vendor for Transmog, and it's being called Armor Synthesis is the name. Transmog, if you don't know, is basically you can just universal ornaments. You can whatever armor you wear doesn't matter. You can make any armor look like any other armor set, and you can, if you have a perfect looking armor set that you want, turn them into ornaments, and you can apply them to any armor set. So you can just get a good high stat roll piece, and then that can be whatever you want it to look like. Something that has been on the Destiny community wish list since 2015, probably even 14, since day one.
Yeah.
One of the biggest, and up there with crossplay and a bunch of other huge features. So it is nice to see that going through with it, and it's finally coming. When is it? Next season, 15 or 14?
Yeah, I think it's going to be season 14. I don't count me on that. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and check on the roadmap update myself. But yeah, regardless of when it's coming, this has been something that the Destiny community has waited for so long.
Yeah.
I want to say Destiny fashion has existed for a very long time.
Yeah.
It is season 14, by the way.
Okay.
But, the fact that there's been a subreddit dedicated to this thing that I was posting on back in Rise of Iron, which had been going for way, way before I got there. Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Much needed.
It shows, just like any good loot game, the incentive for actually having good-looking pieces of armor and all that. So, yeah.
And it's going to be I hadn't really put too much thought into it, but it is going to be kind of a currency system. You do need to you need to do bounties for Ada to earn an in-game currency to then purchase the armor synthesis to basically purchase your ornaments, universal ornaments, or you can purchase them with silver, with real life money, which is interesting. Obviously, an extra revenue source for Bungie to make money. It's what are your thoughts on that?
There'll be some people who will be outraged by the fact that there's cosmetics that you purchase for money. I think Bungie definitely wants to go ahead and tread carefully. I think that it's really good. If I'm remembering that, I'm going to look back at the update again. But if I'm remembering it correctly, at the beginning of Season 14, we will include a starting supply of synthesis materials as a reward for completing the seasonal onboarding quest. So that's a really smart way to approach it, because there are people who've been waiting to transmog their favorite armor looks for a very long time. So I think Bungie going ahead and giving everybody that base reward that allows you to create at least, I don't know how much it's going to be, whether it's one full set of 5 pieces of armor or whether it's just going to be the 4 pieces and you just need to worry about the class item in the end.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's a way to approach it and a good way to start. But paying for this stuff is always going to be a great way to potentially create some very angry Destiny fashion players. Don't underestimate the size of that community. It sounds silly to some, I know. Like hardcore raiders, PvPers, people who are really into the lore. Like, these are all well-defined communities. But, people who play loot games just for the aesthetics that they can create, do not underestimate that at all. It has kept Warframe alive. These people have these people have a serious stake in all of this. And it just goes to show, this is why this stuff needs to be somewhat accessible. I'd say tread with care, and I hope that we get enough synthesis materials every week to make sure that both the bottom line of Bungie is kept stable and also the community is kept content. Because, ultimately, this is going to be something that people will revisit season after season. And, I can imagine somebody sitting there seeing a great new set of armor that they love and being like, I am going to work this in and I am going to go on my own little quest to try and find all the synthesis stuff I need. That is exciting, I think. That's really exciting for me. But yeah, I hope they treat it with the necessary caution. That's all.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how the how difficult the bounties will be and how much materials they'll reward. But I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. I think it's just a way to shortcut if you want to just do it instantly. It's a little bit strange they're doing it, but it kind of makes sense with ornaments, universal ornaments. They have normally been tied to Eververse, but I mean, you're only going to need to get a couple of ornaments for your favorite armor. It's not going to be like a constant out of materials. You're only going to want to universally ornament one set, and then once you've got it, you're probably not going to need much more of it. So I don't think it's going to be a huge big of a deal. But also the small thing I remember, the shaders. You can add, what is it, mass shaders to all pieces, which is good.
Yeah, shaders are infinite now.
I hope there's a way to preview your full character with shaders in a fast selectable way without having to go in a shader and then out and then in and then out, because it's very just jarring. I wish there was, like Destiny, I think, yeah, you could do it in Destiny 1 where you could just hot swap between them and you could see instantly the color scheme. But when you have to go in and out and in and out and in and out, it makes the trying to pick a... There's some people who like to spend a lot of time, matching the colors and the textures, and will be annoyed with this. I'm sure some people don't care in the slightest. Clearly, looking by some guardians, some people don't care in the slightest. But for, as you said, the not subset, the very large subset of people who really care about the fashion and the visual aesthetics, is definitely a welcome change. There's two types of players: players that create a character in 5 minutes, and players that take 30 hours to customize their character when they're starting a game, that tweak every single last detail, want to get it perfect. But yeah, that's good to see. One of the biggest quality of life things I've been wanting for a long time.